It's today President's Day?
Yeah, did Still Joe do his show today? Or was the office closed?
Oh, yeah, because those he's like Maxwell, Paulie.
Yeah, I don't know why. I mean, like, I listen to a lot of podcasts, and they drop usually Monday mornings, and they're like, well, for President's Day, we have the day off. Why? For what? What, because your kids are off?
Yeah,
Everyone does their show from home nowadays anyways.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even pay attention to holidays anymore. I don't even pay attention.
I mean, you and I haven't talked. We haven't done a podcast in a couple of weeks now, and we how many podcasts do you think we could have jammed in a whole weekend? At least about 15 podcasts from last weekend.
Oh, Jesus. We haven't talked. We haven't talked about any of this.
No, I've heard some things. I've seen some things, and apparently some of the family business it was supposed to be taken care of kind of went by the wayside, and you're feuding again.
I don't know. It's fucking ridiculous. It's insanity.
Uh-oh.
I get a thing, because there's a picture of me and Geno. That Geno took a selfie of us at the Tennessee Avenue Beer Hall, and I think somebody commented saying, how can you be nice to somebody who got you fired? And I'm like, well, we're still doing this.
Tony is a very, very basic dude. You know, God, when I saw him walking around with his fat fucking wife, you realize when you hear him talk and stuff, like, he's so fucking basic. Literally like that. Oh, shit. He's literally like that kind of guy. Like, yeah, I saw some things from last weekend. It seemed pretty interesting. We haven't covered any of that. We haven't really covered any of that here on this program. It's so bad.
Storm never came. It was like a nothing. It was nothing.
You got out of Dodge, and you're back in...
Weather. One of Chad's, he's got weather. This will be up later. Hot sauce.
Usual places. The usual haunts in Southeast Florida.
Flimsy Gling.
Let's count.
Tony Mazur guy now.
Let's count. Yeah. Let's count how many times. Let's count how much money they make, and let's count how many times they just show videos of back when they were doing things. Yeah, bring up that video of me on Bob and Tom. Yo, bring up that video we did in Cleveland when we were on Rover. Like, let's count, because that is what the Mazur program is.
On this podcast. It's
right.
It's tough to try to, and I don't have problems with people. I got a chance to meet a lot of the fans. You guys were really cool, honestly. A lot of them came up and are like, yeah, I see you on the podcast and stuff.
We know they were there for an hour. They didn't meet anyone. We know that Mazur was in the hotel for 2 days and would not hang out with anyone on Friday night.
They listen to it like in the background while they're working, and it's so crazy. That was
like they're all coming up.
63 viewers over here. 63 viewers on Mazur Town. It's the most boring show. But again, Chad doesn't know how to do a show alone, so he has to do a show with a guy. Even if the guy's more boring than Chad, they're like, well, at least I can be quiet and somebody else can talk.
So yeah, it was so stupid. It was just Fatso Melton sniping you. Who gives a fuck? Jesus Christ.
I didn't get a chance to meet Melton.
Yes, you did.
I didn't get a chance to meet him.
Yes, you did.
Neither did
I didn't even see him there. I have no issue, like I always talk about, your battles.
You were invited Friday to hang out. You were in the hotel. You and your fat wife stood upstairs. You didn't come down.
John's good or bad side now?
We tweeted where we were. I mean, this is so loose of a connection. I've got to figure that out.
I don't know. I mean,
all right, let's talk about the Geno thing.
Smokey the Spurg, I can see what you can see. I'm very aware.
Yanu, my wife, Bill from Jersey, and it seemed like we were all having a good time.
Something's really loose. I just got to get back there and tighten all the HDMIs. When I bought the new TV and rewired that up, like I must have knocked something loose back there. I just got to straighten it out.
He had a few too many of those shots.
I don't think Bill from Jersey gets to go hang as much as he used to back in the day. Back when he was on the force. Back when when he had his flak jacket on. Back when he was a cop.
But took Tony 3 laughs to get that out. Back when he had his flak jacket on. That's Tony Mazur in one sentence. It took him 3 laughs to get through back when he had his flak jacket on. He laughed. He got interrupted laughing 3 times at saying that.
We went to the Tennessee Beer Hall to do like a sound check and check out the venue, but they had a private event going on. So I wasn't able to do anything. So I just said, well, how bad are they going to screw this up? Like, I talked to the owner. I requested a sound system, working mic, stool.
Imagine a week and a half out still making excuses about this gig.
You know, when I ran that weekly show.
We're not bougie, as the kids say. We're not high maintenance.
Yeah, when I ran that weekly show at
No, I didn't care. Who cares if we did the whole show into a karaoke machine with no lights? You know, we're not bougie.
That show I did at Voss. Did you ever do it?
Yeah, I did it with you.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I did it with you. I think it was one of the last times because it was just the last time was mainly just comics because there was a snowstorm. So you and I were talking to Eric Kazin, and I think David Wayne may have been there.
Jesus.
Look at
And
Chad.
that was the only audience.
Chad's checking the snipe.
I would never think about thinking about.
Chad's checking the snipe.
Jesus. So, we go out to dinner, and we had regardless of what's being said, it was a great time. We all had fun.
Regardless of what's being said, Chad watched everything. The whole review on that restaurant, that shitty pizza place.
Well,
we had one of the best steaks I've ever had in my life at the pizza place.
We're afraid like trolls would come and fuck with it. So
yeah, there was when we were leaving there, we saw a couple of the fans. We saw Misery Loves Company T-shirts and like a Kevin Brennan T-shirt, and we're like, well, okay, so it seems like we know where people are going tonight. But yeah, we didn't know because remember, this is the next day after the Melton Stuttering John thing, so we don't know who's all there, who's all going to try and fuck with things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I kind of just figured, like, as soon as I got there and I saw no security and no door guy, I go, all right, they're going to start filming this shit. I mean, so I was just like,
no
right
shit.
then and there, I called that audible. I was like,
Chad can't believe they didn't provide him security.
All been a part of this. Every comic, everybody, including Geno. So all you have to do is just survive. Just try to survive up there. People are talking, people are drinking.
Chad's big 2-month show. Once he got there, he called an audible. Just get through this. Everything you planned and promised is falling through, but just survive. You got to just get through it, G-Man. Tell your old jokes that you don't know anymore. Bomb your way through this, Chad. I know you told people you wanted to get back. People would be surprised. Wait till you see what we're doing. Fuck. That's all out the door. Survive.
Yeah. So I'm like, fuck. And then I see there's like a microphone in the corner. And we put it up on the stage. And I go, Tony, you were in radio. Can you fix this thing? And you're like pushing stuff. You're like, I don't know what to do.
He calls a karaoke machine a microphone.
Speaker upside down. And we're kind of just looking at each other saying, it's going to be one of those nights, isn't it?
Yeah. So, and then the lady, they were understaffed. And the one girl who's the cute girl, the waitress, she's being super friendly. And
the one girl, the cute girl,
trying to help me. And I kind of was losing my patience. I was like, yeah.
Chad's going gray before our eye. I'm not kidding you. Like, it's all gray. This is in the past few months. He's gone full gray. I think his hair's gray. His beard's gray. His future's gray.
Next door who was drinking. And he got it going. And then we just did the show, in the rowdy environment that it was.
It's awesome, Chad.
The first time you and I did, you and I had done stand-up at a place over here in Ohio, and it was the first time my wife, when we're just dating, to see me do comedy. And I'm like, yeah, I've got this show. It's Panini's in Chagrin Falls. We're going to do this. And the mic...
Panini's in Chagrin Falls. Remember that time we did Panini's in Chagrin Falls?
It can't get any worse than that night was. And it wasn't. It worked out.
Look at Chad's face. He's watching the snipe. He's watching the chat. You can see him getting bummed out in real time. He started very happy, and when Tony talks, it gives Chad a break because Chad doesn't know how to do a podcast, so he's not listening. Wait till Tony starts talking and Chad gets a minute, because then he's able to read the chat and watch the frown just overtake his face. When he's talking, he's like amped up about something, but the minute Tony talks, watch his face. Watch it here.
Of
Look at him reading.
And they're like,
Look at his frown.
They're all drunk too, and they're like
tightening his lips.
Really?
Look at him. Look at him.
This thing, but I started watching Kevin Brennan.
You can tell when Chad's reading because he has readers, so he's like. And he gets so frowny. Look at him.
It's gonna be
frowny.
Yeah, but everyone we met was really cool, and
paninis
usually are. Then we
60 viewers over there. 60 fucking viewers.
Rolling before, and then got to meet him. He was cool. Was it Carl's brother? Was there? Is that who it was?
Yeah, Carl from Who Are These Podcasts' brother.
Again, thank God you guys are covering all this a week and a half after the event. Carl's brother was there? Go on. I wonder why nobody watches Mazur. It's literally like they cover everything that got covered. Wow, we covered this there.
To the Borgata and the B bar, which that was a nice awkward interaction, but it worked itself out. Is that we walk in, and of course Kevin's sitting there. There's John, there's Kevin, and there's a couple of the fans, and Vince the lawyer's around. And it was that interaction where it's like you. When was the last time you saw Kevin in person?
3.5 years ago. You already said it.
Jesus.
You already said it.
4 to 5 years.
You said 3.5.
It's been a long. It's probably pre-COVID, right?
Yeah, I mean,
he literally last week said it was 3.5. Now it's 4 or 5.
When I did his show on Burning Bridges, was probably the last time I saw him. I did the very last episode of Burning Bridges.
Look at that. Look at you. Was that the one with the lots of the certain words?
BYB comes in here and tells us that Stevie's got Bobo on. Like anybody gives any fuck, and we're all going to run over. Nice try, BYB. Maybe save some in the chamber for, times where it'll be effective. You're like, no, I better plug this now. It'll do nothing. I better get it out there.
Where,
yeah, we're all going over to watch Stevie and Bobo. 2 fucking idiots.
One who pointed it out to Kevin that John and I were sitting on the couch, not together, and he was on one area.
Chad's reading.
Yeah, exactly. I was feeding him Coors Light through a bottle.
Chad's typing.
So John and I were sitting there, and Kevin walks over. Kevin was gone for like
They haven't gotten one super chat yet. Not one fucking dollar. 60 viewers, not one fucking dollar.
See this like smile on his face, and his eyes kind of light up. So he pulls his phone out and he holds.
And again, watch Chad. He's not even listening. He's reading. He's scrolling in the chat. Look at Chad.
That's the start of the video that
he's doing other stuff. He's not watching Tony. He's not listening to Tony.
And I showed him there was some lampshades, and on the other end was
look
the
at Chad.
Infamous ramp to go
frown
down to the casino. And that's where the video started. And I said, "You've been filming all night. You may as well get your phone out for a
look at him."
Actually, Stevenson's right here. The last time I saw Kevin before that was I got him a gig at Tampa at Side Splitters, like right when they started opening things up.
Oh, okay. Was that when he was with?
Yeah, because you already said 3.5 years. You fat fucking pig.
Owner says, Shane Gillis just canceled next week. I go, you should get Kevin Brennan. He'll do it. And Kevin, sure enough, did. And that was the last time I saw him. You're right.
You're right. Thanks for calling me out.
The awkward.
Thanks for calling me out on a lie.
Just a week or so ago.
It was just so funny. As soon as I sat down, he's like, "Why is Melton has a hunchback?" It's like, it's a hunchback. And I go, yeah, he has a weird body for sure.
Here he goes.
Like Grimace. He's like, it's a hunchback. And like, he wouldn't let it go. I'm like, yeah, I guess he does.
I heard Gavin on his show said that Levy looks like.
Can anybody verify that? Because, Kevin didn't bring up the hunchback thing the whole weekend I was there that I heard. Can anybody verify that Chad went to the bar Saturday night, and when he sat down, Kevin just started cracking hunchback jokes and wouldn't let it go. Just kept saying, hunchback, the hunchback. Mel's got a hunchback. Can anyone verify that happened? Because we definitely had people who were down there on Saturday night. Can anyone verify any of this?
I saw that Levy was kind of like, I was talking to Gina. Gina's really nice. I was talking to her for a while, and Bob was like, he was distracted because I think he was looking for Kevin, but Kevin had gone off and gambled, and I didn't know if Kevin was gone for the rest of the night. So when he comes back, we're like, uh-oh, I think something's going to happen here, and boy, did it. I don't want you to lose your love tonight.
I know.
I can't hear.
Mazur's laughing at shit that aren't jokes. Mazur's like, I don't want to lose your love. I don't want to lose your love tonight, you know? Holy shit.
Lewis, who passed away, is a bass guitarist. I met him.
I like, again, Mazur's a likable guy, but what a fucking dud of a human. What a bore of a human.
Film. It's like they scored a Scorsese.
Sorry, I keep bumping that.
With that song. Like it was so perfect.
It's the theme of the Dabbleverse now. It really is.
It's not. It's for MLC. Again, all these takes have been issued at the event by people podcasting there. The fact that you podcasters were there and didn't do it. You were at Florentine's party together and didn't podcast. But don't worry, they got together a week and a half later with all the same takes as everyone else.
Anymore, Bob wasn't there. It just seemed like it was just nobody was really hanging out.
I wonder why 60 people are watching it. I really do. I can't believe it. You think that more people would be into this and want to hear Mazur's coldest takes. Dan G, 60 viewers and the money's just rolling in. I mean, it isn't. It isn't.
Yeah, we like going there. I actually had my last beer that we purchased there last night, which is why I'm a little hungover today. I'm not gonna lie. I had a Sunday fun day yesterday.
Oh Jesus, where'd you go?
And your Sunday fun days. I told that to Florentine. We went to his party, and I said, "Hey Jim, I heard there was gonna be a pickleball tournament that's happening at halftime." He's like, "There's no pickleball tournaments. There's none of your gay beers, your Christmas ales. None of that's gonna be here. It's just light beer."
No Sunday fun day.
Again, these jokes make Mazur have to turn away laughing. Why would there be a Christmas ale at the Super Bowl party in February? Yeah, Jim was like, there's not going to be any Sunday fun days, none of your Christmas ales. So, yeah, it was great. He said no Christmas ales. Yeah. Jim's a hoot. Yeah, there were no Christmas ales.
Group of people here. We're already doing it.
Because I was talking to Amanda, and she's like, you know my ex-boyfriend Matt? And I'm like, yeah, I didn't want to say anything, but yeah, I know Matt Mead. And like,
they just got $10 from Safety First. It's about Melton. By the way, did you see the breakdown of Chad's super chats yesterday? His $24, $27, whatever it was in super chats. Like nine of them mentioned Melton. Only 2 of them didn't mention Melton, but they were about Melton. So without Melton, Chad would make $0. That's wild. That's crazy.
Prop bets during the game. I mean, you said bring money, like bring dollar bills and go there. Everybody gambles. They do the prop bets. And it's not just what color is the Gatorade they're going to dump on the coach or how long the national anthem is. They do that. But it's also first commercial, is it going to be a black guy or a white guy? And then it turns out it was an Asian. They're like, oh, no, it's a push.
I can't take Mazur's laugh on everything. They do first commercial. Will it be a white guy or a black guy? That's fun. That's fun, Tony.
We're going to see Taylor's.
He's so basic, I want to hit him. Like, I imagine if you worked with this guy and he wanted to go to lunch with you. Jesus Christ, what a fucking bore.
I had to take a nap, and I was getting ready for the Super Bowl party. And we had Keith, our great Uber driver, who was also Asian.
Laugh.
And I could have driven home
he was Asian.
That night than Keith drove us to the party.
Really?
Just say that. Oh, yeah.
So what time did you end up leaving?
Let's see. They not long after the.
Somebody
the
said
game.
Chad is basically doing a show from Bill from New Jersey.
I came up to you and I said, hey, since we can't do Mondays with Mazur because I'm traveling tomorrow.
Oh, no. Chad's whole chat just keeps telling him Melton sniping, and Chad is trying to ignore it. But you know what it looks like when Chad tries to ignore stuff? He just keeps pursing his lip over and over again. This is Chad when he's trying to ignore something. He can't. He's got like fetal alcohol syndrome lip where he can't stop moving it around.
I'm over in Jim State for the next couple of days doing a shit show gig and doing, I don't know how long, did I do 10, 15 minutes? I don't know. Here's the one thing about that gig, by the way, is I went up very defensive and I was expecting just, I'm going to throw inside jokes in. I think I did a joke. I said there's a bunch of lesbian women that were in the back, and I said, "Did the Stevie
Chad smile, baby?
Stevie Nicks, you got Stevie Lou." So I said something just stupid off the cuff things, and didn't work out too well. And then I just started doing my material, and that was working because usually in a bar setting you kind of just throw the material to the side and you just crack jokes and you rip on the crowd. That was one where people kind of liked the material. And I know with your material that you had a feeling somebody was going to snipe you and try to go live and break down your material. So you're like,
thank God that didn't happen.
Put it out there.
Yeah, and it's just, at that point, you just want to survive on stage. You just want to get through it. So I was like, Geno insisted on being the headliner. I said, no problem, Geno. It's all yours, buddy. So I was like, I'll be your feature act, pal. No problem. So I did my 25, got the fuck out of there. And,
you know what? You know what's better?
Again, both him and Bill from New Jersey going with this lie. I did my 25 and got out of there. We have the tape. You did 16 minutes. We have it on tape. We're not slowing it down. We're not speeding it up. You did 16 minutes. What do you get out of this lie? That you did 25? You didn't. Bill, he didn't. It's on tape. We have it. We have it. It's 16 minutes, and 7 of it is skull. That's Stuttering John, everybody. You guys are crazy. This is crazy. 2024 is crazy. Skull. We have it on tape. There's no fucking point in lying. It's like when you made fun of my 33-minute special when yours is 28. Chad, there's timestamps. It's video. Honey, are you okay? 25 minutes you think you did. And then your simp fan Bill will back you up. He did 25. He defied physics and recordings.
Well,
look at him.
Because you of course don't want to be out of the Stuttering John business, right?
I mean, I don't even know.
I was texting with him the other day and just like, yeah, it was a great time and stuff, and back and forth. Nothing special, nothing to put out there on social media. Nothing, just boring.
Yeah.
What he got today.
He can't afford a hotel on the Strip in Atlantic City, but he also.
So what's the difference between Sit Down Zumock, Kumia's Cucks, and Mondays with Mazur? Anyone? He not only lies when there's no evidence, he lies when there is evidence to the contrary. I mean, again, like Moscow, I haven't seen so much, but Bill from Jersey will paint over his eyeballs to corroborate Chad's bullshit. It's bananas. Give him 5 more memberships, Bill. Give him some memberships. By the way, they got a $10 super chat about Melton, and they have not put it up yet. Chad doesn't get $10 super chats. It was about Melton, so who knows if he'll even put it up.
An absolute roast of Ray DeVito on the show.
Dude, I'm to the point with Ray. If I see him like in a thumbnail or a video, or I just won't click on. I can't. I won't.
I mean, we've heard this song and dance for months. How many days until Chad's sniping Ray doing something? He goes, I can't, I won't watch it. Says he doesn't watch Melton anymore, but he already knows what I talked about on my show yesterday, the pizza place. He's already like coping with that today. He's like, I don't care what people say about it. It was a good restaurant. What did people say, Chad? You don't watch Melton. What did people say?
Show, and then now he's angry. Is it because he's emboldening? They're giving him a lot of money just so it's like, hey, Ray, here's $25. Talk shit about this person. And then he will.
Yeah, I think that's it. Wherever the wind's blowing, I think somebody said.
Thank you. I got $5 on Venmo from Brad Thacker. He says that he thinks that Chad is listening to NLO on his headphones.
I'll just go yell at everybody and make super chat money with the quad father. I don't know.
What did you think of
Good
Geno
one,
on
Chad.
the podcast the other day?
Good
where he
one,
started
Chad.
with the orange, the potato, and the puppet.
This is what's going on with Geno. He's desperately trying to get involved into the Dabbleverse. He realizes, I don't know what's going to happen at Compound. I don't know what's going to happen with Anthony. I need a plan B. So he's slowly trying to slip in and be a part of it because Geno, he wants to be a part of it. But he also wants them all to like him. So that's what he's doing. It's very strategic. It's definitely something that he's
100%. But Geno's like Stevie Lou. Like he's not quite sure
But he doesn't need to
what to do or where he belongs.
He's already here. He just has to say, hi, I'd like to be in the Dabbleverse more.
Well, I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
We know, Chad. We know.
Oh, there was another thing I wanted to bring up.
I hope so. You've been doing 10 minutes of a show. I hope you're not out of topics yet. What a fucking bore.
Who knows the future of that studio? Who knows what's going to happen going forward?
Wow, man. Again, really great takes. Here's Mazur telling you, Kumia's moving to South Carolina. Who knows what happens with Compound? Wow, Mazur. Fuck. Go on, man. We hadn't heard about this.
Disrespect to Chrissy or, Bill Schultz and Geno. It's just none of them are bringing in views. Like, I don't know. There's no.
Everyone has more views than you, Chad. So shut the fuck up. I mean, at what point does everyone just tell Chad to shut the fuck up? Guy with 63 viewers on his podcast. Shut the fuck up. His whole argument for everyone is like, Geno's not bringing in viewers. Ray sucks. He should quit. It's like Ray's supporting himself with a podcast. Holy shit.
Clips on YouTube. They get good numbers. I think if I would go to the super chat method if I was Kumia, but what do I know?
Well, he mentioned a couple of weeks ago he's thinking
Not
of doing
much.
3 days a week, 1 hour shows, and then doing a show where he's just streaming on Twitch with super chats.
So,
all right,
am I crazy? Chad got now. Yesterday he didn't read super chats that talked about Hackamania. He wouldn't put them up. People were giving him money, going plug Hackamania, and he wouldn't put them up. And now today they've got a $10 super chat. That doesn't happen on Mondays with Mazur. It doesn't happen at all. He just got a $5 now. They got a $5. Watch him put this one up because it praises them. Of course, it's a troll, but
patch things up over time.
He won't put a $10 chat up because it mentions Melton. Look at this. Look.
Wow, it's just like, dude, we're on good terms now. Like, what? That's the difference between a lot of these people in this world. Like, I don't know a lot of these people.
Wow.
We're doing it.
They skipped a $10 super chat because it mentioned Melton. Let me see if I can find it.
Are going to be there. And this is my response.
It's Chad with a late sound effect doing a steel toe impression. This is the chat. Chad, I don't know why Melton was making fun of your height. Comedian Mike Sider once said you don't make fun of someone who has to deal with being the last person in a group to find out it's raining. He won't put it up. He won't put it up.
Location, the fans. But entertainment is so fragmented now. It's broken down in so many different ways.
Thank you, Spurgy. I understand. I got to check the connections when I get at it. The problem is when I'm leaving, I don't think about it. Mikey Newport, where can I find the song you play at the end of your show? At the end of the show, you just said it. Chip Calloway. Member for 11 months. Thank you from you to me for the last 11 months. MBS, Mr. Blue Sky. I don't want to lose your dove mid-flight. Pulper, Waver, Buck Naked, Clifford, Waver, Pulper. So many super stickers. What is that? That's 1, 2, 4, 5, 650. 850. Oh, look, they're going up. and then $11.50 in stickers from this group of weirdos.
It's the worst.
Ray DeVito makes that drive a lot, but he makes it on 80 because there's no tolls there.
Yeah, that's when Ray's flipping over cars because he's heavily medicated on prescription medication, like a fucking idiot.
Say Medicaid again in it. You're a really good writer. He's heavily medicated on medication, prescription medication that he's taking as medication. Drilled it, Chad. Drilled it. He's heavily medicated on medication. This is a writer. This is a comic. Yeah, because he's heavily medicated on prescription medication.
It's always that way, and I just didn't see him a lot. But now that I see him all the time, I just see that he's, constantly lying, and, it's just...
Chad's been proven lying 5 times this week.
Just not in that business anymore.
By the way, standing on your tiptoes in a photo is lying. It's just a physical act of lying. So look, they're putting up free chats now. They've skipped a $10 chat only because it said Melton. Chad won't even talk about why he was standing on his tippy toes or why he's short. He won't even talk about it. It's $10. He won't put it up. If this should have one knock-on effect for Chad Zumock. Hit the like button. No more super chats. If you don't read the super chats, why would we do it? That's $10 sent in by a fan. And you can say whatever you want. They're trolling, they're haters, whatever. It's $10. And Mondays with Mazur makes, on average, $2. So this is a real fan. It's a real thing that happened. And, no, not going to do it. Won't do it. Why? Because mean? Because hurtful? Look at this now. Look what's happening to it now. Now we have nothing. I got to find out where this is, where the line on this is. I don't want to lose my plug tonight. Sorry, hold on. No? Come on. Yeah.
A lot of fun. And as he said earlier, I think it was...
Holy shit, what's happening here?
Something and the
single mother of 5. Now everyone just wait to super chat Chad on MLC.
And I didn't have 25 beers.
No, do the Bentley thing where you don't chat if Chad's on MLC. I mean, look, whatever. Kevin's getting tight. He's going to start cutting off the payment. Jack the Tripper, 101 days till Hackamania runs wild over Las Vegas. Where will the pool part take place? What slot will we choose for the group poll? So many questions. Well, there is no pool part, so... Pulper 80, single mother of 6. Waiver, tippy tip from the Weirds. Tippy tip from the Weirds.
The Ice House, and you go like, yeah, I'm about done with LA too.
That's probably what's going to happen. It's like, I don't know. It's a young man's game. I just got I got a gig on Friday, like a private gig.
Fuck yeah.
Stupid money. It's just ridiculous. How much money?
So much money.
The Jeff Dye actually hooked it up.
This is how comics talk. Yeah, I just got a gig. It's paying so much money. Stupid money. It's so much money. So many monies, guys. I don't even want to talk about it. It's so many monies. It's way more monies than Melton makes. I'll guarantee you that. $10. Super tip. Dan G. Does Chad and Tony realize they would make the same amount of money calling each other on the phone? $0. That's true.
I'm 50. I'm 50.
John eats everything. If there's food around, John's going to eat it. So you can run with that.
So Bill in New Jersey and Chad suck each other off with lies. That's what I've definitely learned. Bill from Jersey's defense about spying on us all day, we caught him. We caught Bill from Jersey walking around the bar. It was Tukey, actually, who caught him. Or was it? Maybe it wasn't. It was Flimsy Greenberg and Tukey. Anyway, they were like, we spotted Bill from Jersey. He kept circling our group for 2 days, like giving Chad updates. And then he used it as a defense. He goes, I saw Melton in the bar 3 times throughout the day, and he thought I was following him. It's like, you just said you saw me all day.
But I'm just doing stand-up crowd work, and I'm getting the fuck out. Like,
yeah, you just do your stand-up and you say, yeah, you know what I mean, Karen and finance. You know, and like, oh, he knows what's going on, and then you go about your material.
Yeah, it's like they want me to write a whole thing about their dumb company. It's just not happening. But I'll do a few mentions, then I'll get.
So Chad just said he's making a ton of money for a corporate gig, but fuck them. I'm not going to do what they want. Again, this is not a comic. This is like, it's a LARPer. He's LARPing as a comedian. It's really pathetic.
I just, it's a young man's game. It's just too much. I don't know how Ray does it. Then again, Ray never gets on airplanes.
So Chad, the guy who says, I'm the only real comedian, I'm the only one still doing it, is now like, it's too much. I don't know how people do it. I'm going to phone it in. They want me to write jokes? No, man. It's so much money. But no, man. I'm making it's stupid money. But nah, I'm not going to do anything they asked me to do. It's like, what?
Every weekend, whether I was headlining or I was opening for Bert.
You've never headlined.
Godfrey.
Fuck.
Like, I was working every single.
Chad, you don't even headline now. We're supposed to believe that back in the day you headlined? 3 years ago, you were opening for me. 3 years before that, you were opening for Brennan. When was this headlining time of yours? No, Siri, I'm really asking. When were the headlining gigs? Was that before your feature time? Because now you're a fucking feature.
And then the next week it'll be a comedy Key West and all these other. It's a young man's game, isn't it?
Whoa!
Yeah, stupid money like Mark Norman and Sam Morril. I listened to their podcast earlier with Richard Jefferson. It's actually pretty good. If you like comedy and basketball, I highly recommend this episode.
They had Richard Jefferson on?
Yeah, and Richard Jefferson knows his shit. He knows all about stand-up comedy. I wish I would have known this when he was playing in Cleveland. Because I thought, I would have hooked him up. Come see me do stand-up, Richard Jefferson.
Yeah, instead you're hanging out with...
I would have hooked him up to come see me do stand-up. It's like, is that a hookup? Is that a hookup, Chad? Guys, I can hook you up. With what? Free tickets to a Chad Zumock comedy show. Really? Who's headlining? Fuck. Peter Sky Parker says, money. Single mother of 5. Pulper, keep my name out of your mouth. Out of your mofo and mouth. And then Pulper says, for Christopher's A's reverse circumcision, we're going to glue... You want to glue the foreskin back onto a man. We're going to hunt down a grown man, hold him down, get his little dick hard, and then somehow glue skin to it? Okay. If you're paying for it, I'm in.
Went to speak with the owner of the Tennessee Beer Bar, and instead I glugged with Uncle Tito all day. Then he wasn't looking. I stole his Mr. Microphone. We'll be back to pick you up later.
That Ronco microphone was your sound system? Tell Ron Popeil I said, fuck you with that spray on hair. My cousin Ray tried to give his girl Chanarelle some more beaver pelt below the equator for a flavor saver, and he got sick eating that shit.
Can I have the microphone for my show so I can fiddle with it out of scrimpy nervousness? And some of that Sperry on hair for Mooby's spiderweb, as well as my tunnel. Nick likes a thick patch.
They really did. They really buried that $10 super chat just because it said Melton. It wasn't even like an anti-Chad. It just said, why did you stand on your tippy toes? Which we all know he did. And Mazur knows he did. But they're not going to put it up. $10. They will not put it up.
I don't know. I just got to the point. That's why I moved to Florida. I was moving to New York and the COVID happened. I'm like, all right, well, I'll just go to Florida. I was always going to be
Yeah. No, it definitely has nothing to do with me being out of money and not being able to find an apartment because I can't apply for an apartment. In New York City, you have to have like 40 to 50. You have to make 40 to 50 times the rent. 40 40x the rent is what your income has to be. So if Chad rents a $1,500 apartment, he has to make $60K. You have to make $60K in New York to get a $1,500 apartment on your own. And then if you have to have a co-signer, they have to make 80 times. So if someone co-signed for Chad, they'd have to make $120K. Chad's never made a $60K in his life. Chad didn't make $60K at the radio station, even if you factor in the free car that he wrapped around a tree car.
To a Mark, has anybody ever said, gosh, that Mark Maron special? Oh, I was slapping my knees so hard. I just look at this red mark. I fell on the floor last.
Tony, people don't slap their knees. Again, where is this guy from? What an out-of-touch boob. Have you ever heard anybody say, wow, that Mark Maron special was really good? I couldn't stop slapping my knee. It was such a good special. It's like, yeah, no one talks like that, so I've definitely never heard anybody say that.
Well, what all these people say, oh, you can't, people get too offended and they say stuff on stage like, oh, well, boy, you have to suffer.
Look at Chad.
Yeah, that's what happens.
He's reading.
What, so I can't go up and say whatever I want?
Mazur goes on these rants and Chad tunes out and reads the chat and he hates it.
You've been doing stand-up for 40 years and you're doing open mic material.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really paying attention to his stand-up, but
or you, Tony,
I'll
or
listen
you.
to a couple of his podcasts if the guest is good. I'll tune in, but you know, but he's in the machine now. He was
that's what it is.
He's
John
part of
Oliver, all of them.
Yeah, he's plugged in. He's all in. So he's got to play the game. Like there was a point where Maron wasn't playing the game. Like he was on the outs.
This is why Chad's gonna go. This is why I'm not famous, man. I can't play the game. They wanted to tap me, Hollywood. It was like down to me and Ryan Reynolds, and I was like, I'm not playing your game, man.
From being, I have comments.
Yeah, Chad's watching the chat shit. Look at his face. Look at him chew. Look at how mad he is at the chat. He hates you guys. Definitely do not go over there to Chad's chat. He's definitely not blocking people left and right. You watch his chat go by, you just see messages being removed. And he's definitely watching us because he keeps moving it around.
In his garage somewhere out in L.A. somewhere.
He took himself off. He took himself off.
Sorry,
I'm doing it.
I don't know what the hell happened.
Uh-oh, look at this.
I thought I was boring you. I was boring
you. Another super chat about his toes, about his tippy toes.
I literally got kicked out of my own chat. Sorry,
Willie put this one up. He skipped the $10 one. Will he put this one up?
I don't know. What were we talking about, Maron?
What were we talking about?
Ray DeVito. I think Ray's a better comic than Mark Maron is.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
12 thumbs up.
When?
I've seen it.
I'm not trying to be like a hater like
they
he does.
Won't read it.
I've never seen Ray do well. I've never seen him do well.
They won't read it.
Okay. But I've always seen him like every report I was getting is bombing. The Secret Show, Pottstown, always bombing.
Those are also tough. I'm going to be a Ray DeVito.
Oh, he's reading all your chats, everybody. Like, this is bad.
I've seen him do well sometimes. I've worked with Ray a couple
By the way, there's Jeff Closer, who left our show. He became a Chad ride or die, and now Jeff Closer doesn't hang out with NLO.
Yeah. It's
so funny. He would sit in the big pack. Jeff Closer's the one who gave me this Yeti, my big Yeti that I drink out of every day. He was a big fan. He sent in tons of packages. Now he's ride or die with Chad.
That's one thing I'll say good about Ray is I feel guilty that he loves stand-up so much, and I don't love it as much as he does. And because he does.
Whenever Chad talks about me or Kevin, he's like, they don't even do stand-up. They don't even stand up. I love it. I need it. I love stand-up. I love the craft. I love writing jokes. But now Chad's souring on stand-up. It's almost like he heard us tell him no one wants him. It's almost like we said, Chad, you don't have any gigs. Nobody wants to book you. You work the same shitty clubs that I worked when I was 8 years in. Literally, you're featuring at clubs I headlined 8 years in. It's sad. Captain Brian's, McCurdy's. These are dumps. But these are like all that Chad does now.
In Florida, right before
Look, he will not put that chat up. Stop giving him money. He will not put up a chat that mentions his tippy toes. That's $15 fucking you've wasted, and he won't put it up. What other information do you need? Chad doesn't deserve your super chats. Chad does not deserve your super chats. He will not read things that hurt. He will not read things that sting.
My event's going to be like, you have a show with Ray DeVito. Like, you're trying to sell tickets for an event with Ray DeVito. Is he
headlining, or is Pat Dixon headlining?
I have no clue. I mean, none of those guys do stand-up anymore, so I don't even know if they're doing stand-up. I don't know what they're doing.
Well, who's all going to be there?
Just from what I saw, the fucking the puppet who doesn't do stand-up. Ray's like the only one that does stand-up. So I don't know what.
So Ray's going to close it out.
I don't know. It's a terrible event. It's like,
is there going to be a boxing match?
No. As soon as I said fly me first class, he shut down the whole thing. I'm like, all right. Yeah, it was like you're not being honest about anything. So no, I'm not.
Hold on, I offered you to come out. You said I have to fly first class, and I'm not honest. It's not like I said I'll pay you first class ticket, and you said okay, and I said no, just kidding. I said, do you want to come out? You said fly me first class, and I said no thanks. And now I'm not honest.
You know, you could talk about. Do you remember the old Cleveland Stadium?
I know that's a great story. That's the story.
I mean, that was my first ever baseball game. Was at the old Cleveland Municipal Stadium.
Can you believe he won't? I mean, if you ever wondered if it really gets to him, if you ever want to know if it really hurts, if you ever want to know if it's a work or he really lets it roll off his back, he won't put up chats that mention Melton or his tippy toes. Here comes another one. Here we go.
Okay.
So I'm not going to be there for a long time.
Look at this.
It's gonna be a while, but that's okay. I'll probably see you in your.
Melton said you were afraid to meet up with him in AC. No. Melton didn't say that. Flimsy Greenberg said it.
I think we're gonna be.
And Carl's brother said it. And Christina Marie, Carl's sister-in-law said it. Everyone who saw it said it.
We're heading back home that day.
Everyone who saw it said it. Not Melton. It's not a me versus his word. Flimsy was there. Is Flimsy a liar? Look how quiet. Look. Look.
Here, let me check.
Look.
We're doing it.
He will not put up Melton fans.
Yes, indeed. I'm at the Tennessee Avenue Beer. Oh, wait, that's an old plug.
That's $20. Oh, they're doing plugs. They're 47 minutes in. They're doing plugs.
Follow me on YouTube for now because I'm starting.
Look at this. Strikes. 47 minutes.
Are you really?
Yeah, they're going. It's like YouTube's going through my old podcast.
This will be up later, guys. This show will be up. Don't worry.
And after that, they're like,
there's Flimsy. Hey, Flimsy, is it Melton versus Chad's Word who ran from lunch? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I'm on Rumble as well, but go to Patreon and find me on Wednesdays for the free podcast.
They won't put your chats up.
I will be on that side of Florida on the 24th.
Look at that.
That's Sunday.
Okay.
So, yes. So to answer your question, yes, I will be there.
All right, then let's meet at the the Lauderdale by the Sea Publix, and we'll have a boar's head sandwich.
Look at this. This is two friends who could have called each other and made no money, but instead they're planning where to meet and get a sandwich online for you to watch.
Jersey.
Look at this.
No,
look.
I didn't do anything.
Melton says hello, cowards.
I had a good time that weekend. That was a fun weekend.
It was fun. It was.
That's $22 in super chats that have been ignored. $22.
Parties for his kids.
This is almost more. This is more than Chad made yesterday on his show.
No, shout out to Ken Mosca. He's a great guy. He's just a good.
Took us to the best pizza place in town.
He's a very helpful guy.
We really did have a great time, and I hope some some fences were mended.
Who knows? I don't know. John hasn't texted me since, so maybe I'm on the outs with Stuttering John. Apparently, Stuttering John's on the outs with Kevin now and Ray. So
that was pretty quick.
$22 in super chats. $22 in super chats. Almost everything they made this show, they've just ignored. They won't read it, even if it's from a Melton fan. It was just from Pulper. It wasn't even hurtful.
Yeah, I got some gigs coming up too. I'll be promoting.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Check out the Patreon, everybody. Tony's Patreon.
Yeah, this will be up later.
There.
They're already done. 48 minutes, everybody. Wrap her up. Mazur out.
Well, Ape isn't monkeying around.
Jesus Christ. Oh, Brian P. McCarthy, everybody. Don't you miss him?
He follows me on he sent me an Instagram follow.
Really?
Like, yeah, it's like, wow, Brian's still doing the podcast. He's still doing the Brian.
What is this show?
With him and
with Adam.
What the fuck is this show?
You don't like Brian?
No, I don't mind. I wouldn't mind doing like a reunion show with Brian, me, and Kevin.
I wanted to do.
Have you ever met a more worthless tub of shit? Like, it just, like, say whatever you want. Mazur has a job and supports a fat wife. Chad is a worthless tub of shit. There's nothing.
I mean, he did exactly what we need. He's really doing an episode of In Hot Water. There's no jokes. He's ranting.
There's no jokes, says Chad.
So when Geno insisted on headlining, I'm like, absolutely.
Oh, shout out to his brother, by the way, Pete.
Pete's a great guy.
I commented on stage. I said, "How is Pete? How are you successful? You're married."
Don't bring up my tippy toes. And, don't bring up Melton.
Choice words, but it was.
Melton's event's gonna be stupid. You can't talk about events anymore, bitch. You don't get to talk about anyone's event, bitch. I was gonna go see if it was set up right, but then it wasn't, and I was like, all right, what's the worst that could happen? We saw it. The worst that could happen is Tony Mazur and Chad on a lineup where no one's thought about the show at all. We saw the worst that could happen. You guys went from eating steakums at a pizza place, rolled into nothing.
We're actually going to do it at the Borgata. We're going to do it at the B Bar, but we have to follow the 80s cover band.
Yeah, I want to find out who that band is. I would love to get them on the show. I'd love to talk to them.
Book a private show with the band.
Oh, I would love to do a show with that band. What do you got going
on a vacation far away. What's up?
What do you got going on this week?
Look, another Melton super chat that they'll ignore.
Ready for my birthday, which is coming up in a couple of weeks.
$24 now. $24 in super chats, which again for Chad is 7 shows. That's 7 shows worth of money.
I'm just getting. I guess I'm mentally preparing for another year.
Coping time. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. Time to go out to the places that you will be from. Hope you found a friend. I know who I want to take me home. I want Melty to take me home. Oh, I want you, Melty. Take me home.
Take me home. Peter Sky Parker, Ray drove 45 minutes to do an open mic last night and still made more than Chad today. That's the sad part.
Because I know it's going to be a disaster. I want to be mentally prepared for it.
Are you doing 45 minutes and 1 second and then you're off stage?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Whatever time I'm supposed to do, I will fulfill it. And then I will
just like the 25 minutes in AC, right, Chad? Just like the 25 minutes in AC, right, Bill from New Jersey? Oh wait. Fuck, we recorded it? It's only 16? Just keep saying 25. You lie about everything else. Chad said he made $240 from merch. It was $167. Chad said he did 25 minutes. It was really 16. Chad said he got his check stolen from him, but luckily he cashed it, but he also still has the check and didn't cash it. Right.
Your thoughts on this, because it's so odd. It is so odd.
Look at Salvatore M over there now. Do the Steel Toe song.
Oh, okay, yes.
His current wife.
I think he asked him that on his stream yesterday, and Chad got so upset by that. He's like, I don't know why you won't do it.
And then Kate Meanie started calling him on occasion.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I really hope Kate Meanie gives
up the back door to Chad.
Yeah, I hope she lets Chad in her asshole. I really do. Put it down right now. I'm rooting for Chad.
Listen to this comment coming up.
Kate Meanie.
Is this Kumi's Cox? Does anybody know the difference between Sit Down Zumock, Mondays with Mazur, and Kumi is Cucks? Because he used to do Mondays with Mazur and go, guys, this isn't a Dabbleverse show. This has nothing to do with the Dabbleverse. We're not going to be watching Kumi is Cucks here. We're not going to be talking about Melton or Kevin. This isn't a Dabbleverse show. This is for me and Mazur to just dock softly.
But you've told me that you love every foot of it.
I mean, it's so bizarre. Like, she asked her husband, do you think Chad has a good dick? Like, it's just so creepy and weird to me.
It's a little strange, but that was the last thing I wanted to ask you. How are you and Kate? I know you unfollowed Kate, and she's only interested in people past at a comedy, like the Comedy
Somebody
Cellar.
in the chat over there said, all you Melton ruiners are ruining everything. Quit ruining the flow of the show. The flow of the show. Imagine that.
A little attention for herself. And it worked.
Do you think April's attractive, though?
I do think she's in Minnesota. Yes, she's definitely.
Somebody told Movie the other day, like, even Melton said that April's hot, and he went, "Yeah, I mean, of course he has to. There's no denying that." Oh, look at this, back on the super chats, because it's not about
kids, no job,
because it's not about Melton, so he'll show that one. So he showed $7 in super chats that weren't about Melton. And he ignored $24 in super chats that were about Melton or him lying. Why would you ever give this guy another $1? Why would you join the Patreon? Why would you give him money? Why would you super chat? You know, he's just not going to, anything that hurts him, he won't do.
You remember these names?
You can call up for free and tell me what a loser I am. 323-825-4990.
Friends, it's really strange.
It's very strange, very strange.
But you live not far from Alex, though. But
yeah,
I think
she lives
she's
right
happily in a relationship now.
She's right over the bridge in St. Pete. I met her years ago. I came down and did where did I do a gig? Orlando? I don't remember. But
Chad says she's right over the bridge in St. Chad's not near a bridge. Chad makes it sound like Tampa's 1 square mile. Yeah, she's right over the bridge. I was like, well, the bridge is 8 miles long. So that's if you're just starting on the Howard Franklin. I think it's 7. But the point is, Chad makes everything so he always gives the proximity of his location to everything. I live 8 minutes from the airport. She's right over the bridge. It's like, Chad, this is not how anything works.
She was hot. I saw photos of her.
Yeah, Carrie was. Patty, too.
Yeah, Patty was cute, too. Yeah. I mean, I'm not trying to be disrespectful by any means. I like both of them.
I saw Patty, I think it was an episode of Remote Control recently. It was just like some random episode, and I'm like, hey, I know Patty. It's from like 1989 or something.
Oh, she was on Remote Control?
Mm-hmm.
I remember that show.
Remember?
Adam Sandler was on that show.
He sure was.
Now, this is the Mazur we've come to know and love. They just do member berries for an hour. Remember that one theme song? Remember that show? Remember that movie where
We're working on it.
And it's always Chad doing this? He's never facing forward. He's always like, remember that? Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah, that was, yeah. Remember? You remember? It's like, yeah, Chad. This is going to be you when you're in 20 years from now. Remember. I remember.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys. Thanks for watching.
Wow.
Votes. Bring home the troops. God bless.
They didn't read them. Chad, he started this yesterday, and he finished it today. He will not read a super chat that calls out a lie. He wouldn't read the super chat about the check. He wouldn't read the super chat about his height. He wouldn't read the super chat about him standing on his toes. He wouldn't read the super chat about me and him in Atlantic City. Remember when he sweared to God? He sweared to God. I don't know if people have seen it. I'm going to have to start playing my own clips on here. NLO clips. He sweared to God. This is the only explanation you ever need for Chad for anything. This right here. This is Chad. This is what his word is worth.
Way to the hotel. I'm getting text messages from Carl from Who Are These Podcasts, sister-in-law, Christina, who's lovely, and her husband, Grant, Carl's brother.
By the way, he's already trashed them. He's already said they're fucking liars. I don't know why Melton got to them. They're sucking up to Melton.
They want to meet up. They said we're downstairs having lunch. And I want lunch. I'm like, okay, I'll meet up with you guys for lunch.
Flimsy, this is so fucking funny that this is that he would even attempt to tell it like this.
And she's like, oh, Patrick Melton's here. So I guess Patrick had met up with them for lunch too. And I think she's completely oblivious to the fact that I'm not a Melton fan. I'm not a Melton guy. So I was like, okay. And then she told Patrick that Chad's coming. And he immediately goes, I don't think this is a good idea. I swear to God, he can deny it. I mean, he lies all the time. So he quickly left because he heard I was coming. And I get down there and I'm saying, what's going on? Where's Patrick? And they're like, oh, yeah, he got out of here. He's gone. I was like, oh, that's hilarious. What a bitch. What a bitch. I mean, he is a bitch. I mean, he talks so tough in his room and in his basement.
All right, so then cut to this.
Melton verse part.
Can you just recap what sister? We get audio or video of Chad's show. We'll be going live again to cover that. Imagine Melton running from lunch. That's true. Imagine me leaving lunch. All right, this is Carl's sister-in-law. This is Christina. So this is the woman Chad just said told him Melton ran. Melton's a bitch. Marie, hi.
Good morning.
Now, I know we wanted to do this while we were there for more effectiveness, but can you just recap what happened at that lunch in your own words and tell the whole truth? Don't beat around the bush.
So, I honestly didn't know that there was any issue between you and Chad. I didn't keep up with the Chad Melton verse part of the Dabbleverse. So when I had told Chad that we were downstairs in that cafeteria area, I didn't say anything because I didn't think there was an issue.
No, hold on. But up until that point, he was coming to the hotel. He was going to skip registration and going to his room. He was coming straight to lunch.
Yes. So he said, oh, since you're already down there, I'll just skip checking in and come straight down. Since, you're already there, I'll just come right there. I said, oh, yeah, that's great. And then I told you that Chad is coming down, and you said you might want to tell him I'm here since he's not very happy with me or something along those lines.
Yeah, I know how Chad operates, and I know he turns on people. So I said, if you don't tell Chad that I'm here, he'll accuse you of ambushing him. I just was looking out for you. Said. Right. I just wanted, if you don't tell Chad that I'm here, he'll be like, what is this? You guys set me up to meet Melton?
That's very true. That is very true. You were trying. You honestly were trying. Yes, correct. So I worded it to him. You know how I am. I tried to be politically correct, and I said I didn't know there was an issue. Melton's down here, and he sent the text or the message back that you posted that said, I'm not ready to see Melton yet. So then we decided to meet upstairs. So what he said was,
I swear to God, he ran. What a bitch. Remember, Chad? Remember, Chad, when Melton ran?
Not true. You didn't run. And actually, you did stay downstairs when I went upstairs. So had we come straight down, you probably would have still been there, but we were upstairs for a little bit, and whoever went what way went what way.
Just to be clear, Chad was the one who didn't want to be where I was.
Correct.
Okay, that's all I need.
Correct.
And then she told Patrick that Chad's coming, and he immediately goes, I don't think this is a good idea. I swear to God, he can deny it. I mean, he lies all the time. So he quickly left because he heard I was coming.
That's all.
And you posted it, and I saw the comments under it, and someone said that could be fake, and you said, "Yeah, you're right. Who's Melton? Who's Melton anyway? I'm fake too."
Right. It was insane. And people in the chat are saying you sound very wholesome and stuff. I couldn't agree more. I really do worry about you. You should talk to Skinny Tooth John. Chad's gonna fucking ruin this lady. Oh, and then I make her dox Chad's eating habits.
A gossiping perspective. I don't have any ill will towards anyone. My family is the kind of family where we're Italian, we feed people, we love everyone. That's just how I was brought up. So that's why I love everyone. Let me put that out there. But we were downstairs and Chad had gotten lunch. And I told Chad from like months ago, I said, I want to take you out to lunch. So I said, I'm going to pay for it. And Chad said, no, I'll pay for it. And, I said, no, I told you a while back I'd pay for your lunch. So I bought Chad lunch. And we were chatting while he was eating, but he was having a hard time because he was shaking a lot. And later on, I did talk to the gentleman called the Sorcerer, who is a PhD, about that because I was curious. So many people had mentioned alcohol, but the man that is a PhD had also mentioned there might be other situations other than alcohol that could cause that. But
no parents, no ideas, lack of talent.
Anyways, he was
being a pussy,
shaking so badly it was very difficult for him.
He was shaking so bad it was difficult for him to eat lunch. He was eating a burrito with a fork is what you told me, and as it came up to his mouth, stuff would fall off the fork. He was shaking so bad.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Yeah. And then I also, Flimsy Greenberg's in the chat, and several other people verified this, that when they shook his hand that night, like after the show, buying a shirt and stuff, that he was trembling.
Yeah, I thought it might have been nerves, but I think there's a deeper rooted issue, and I don't know about the insurance situation with people who are 1099, but he may want to be looked at.
All right. That's all I wanted is you to verify. And again, Flimsy was there. Everybody saw it. I didn't run from Chad at lunch. He was the one who literally said, I can't come down if Melton's there.
Absolutely.
What a bitch.
It's just like, can you imagine? Like, not understanding that receipts and witnesses and proof exist with the check thing. Like, we went to the best steakhouse. You didn't go to a steakhouse. There's Parmesan shakers on the table. It's a pizzeria. Why lie? It's called Bar and Grill. Two things I'd like to do to you: bar you from podcasting and grill you about your facts.
Me and Patrick were besties until he stopped taking my calls. Without him, I'm nothing. Yeah, I can't be around him this soon.
Beat it, Chad.
Chad, don't sell tickets.
Do you think Chad's dick wears high heels?
Chad's rent is approximately 79% of his income, which is why he had an appointment at the bank to cash in his 100-point Azua certificate of deposit.
That's why I moved to Florida anyway. Comedy's a young man's game. That's why I throw it in everybody's face every chance I get. I still do it. I still do comedy. You quit. You're not good. But yeah, I can't. I get hired for corporate gigs. I tell them I can't write jokes. It's too much. It's a young man's game. I still do it. Melton gave up. Earl Skakel does stand-up. Pat Dixon does stand-up. Patrick Melton does stand-up. And, of course, Ray DeVito does stand-up. And there will be more, including local acts. All at Hackamania. Chad's right. I'm not going to lie to you people. Things are bad. We haven't sold one ticket. I wish I was kidding. We put up the site, hackamania.com. We haven't sold one fucking ticket yet. I'm getting worried. I'm getting scared. We might have to cancel the whole thing, which will be easy because we've never sold a ticket. It's gonna suck. Which is it? Which is it? Is it gonna suck and we've sold no tickets? Or do you need first class because he's definitely selling a lot of tickets and he's gonna be able to pay me that? Which is it? Chad, we're not selling tickets. I can't afford to fly you first class. Which is it? You're going to sell so many tickets because of me? Yeah, Chad. At least 78. Chad, you can't sell you. Your Patreon tells everybody you make $38 a month or something like that. You know? I mean, yeah, but they'll all come. They're all going to come out once Chad announced. No. Truth be told, again, I shouldn't have never offered it. To do a boxing match, I got to, again, get a different venue, a boxing venue. I have to pay Nevada Entertainment, whatever, the sports authority. I got to go down there and get some shorts. The boxing and gaming commission. There's taxes and insurance and yeah, I see, again, I don't know, but I was going to make it happen. The minute he's no, loser, I was like, thank God. Thank God, because there's no upside to me bringing Chad to this. Chad has no fans. He will sell no tickets. You'll sell a few people who just want to watch Chad get the absolute shit kicked out of him. But other than that, there's no real upside to it. And again, it's just funnier to watch him for free. Blubbering and lying and pretending him and Tony Mazur have some sort of chemistry. And what is that show? He doesn't even know. I was thinking about Ray DeVito the other day, what a hapless sap Ray DeVito is. Ray DeVito does a show on Thursdays at 1 p.m., the Rock Bottom Podcast. Now, every other day he does a Rock Bottom Podcast late at night. But he does Thursdays at 1 p.m., he does a Rock Bottom Podcast. And I was like, why does he do that? And then I remembered it's the time slot Shuley had available. When he was on the Shuley Network, they gave him that time slot. 1 p.m., you'll do your show. But he's been off the Shuley Network for months. And that's the kind of brain Ray DeVito has. He never even thought to himself I don't have to do the Thursday at 1 show anymore. No. He just still does it because he has been doing it. He's never thought about it. You can do it anytime you want, Ray. You can move that show to any time, anywhere. Oh. He just keeps doing it at 1 on Thursdays because that's the time slot Shuley had a year ago for him. Ray is a creature of bad habits. Leave him be. Ray's brain can't move laterally. Yeah, so that's who we're dealing with. If Ray or Chad is throwing an event, it shall be exactly. That's why when he said the words, I think you'll be surprised at what we're doing, I was like, we won't. If there was a commission that allowed me to take bets on how well organized a Chad Zumock event will be, I mean, the house on it. By the way, Chad, set up another one. Show us what you can do if you're in charge. Set one up in Tampa. I'll challenge you to this, Chad. It didn't work out with you and me. It didn't work out. Set up your own event in Tampa. Chadamania. Zumock Mania. Set it up. Get it up for sale. Invite participants, whoever you want on the bill, the good comics, Tony Mazur. None of the names you ever drop will ever come. But Mazur, you can get Mazur. And Mazur will be there. And then sell tickets for it and show us how it's done. I get it. AC was out of your control. You don't live there. You couldn't check the event ahead of time. You couldn't really coordinate. Set it up and sell an event. By the way, I can guarantee you some people in our chat will sell tickets. I'll buy a ticket. I'm not even kidding you. I'll buy a ticket to come to that. So, yeah, I would love to see. I'd actually love to have rival events. Maybe even make it the same weekend, Chad. Not a bad idea. Show them that you're a tiger. Show them what you can do. The best part of waking up. Splash a little Titos in you. In you.
Your manner is most unbecoming of a gentleman. Would you be high on cigarettes?
I don't know if the comedy hasn't hit them yet. They're full-blown retarded or just high on cigarettes.
A question posed to stupid hoes who don't get it yet. Excuse me, miss. Are you high on cigarettes?
We did have an extra chat come in. I love it because we always lose 100 people. And then people are starting to figure out, hold on, sometimes Melton comes back. Sometimes he does a false stop. Boozmockamania. I'm already producing this show, Chad Boozmock. No need to give more. Shut up. Why are you in here? Do work. Drive-by, $10. Sorry, I don't want to be Chad. I'll never not read your stuff. If it's not doxing someone and it's not like, pure hate speech. Like I'm not going to put inward, kill Biden up. That probably won't make it. I actually, I like that stuff. Ray's known for traveling with a laundry basket. Tippy Toes Zumock never leaves his home without a booster seat. Chad, man, show me how it's done. Geno will come. So you got Tony Mazur, Geno, Kiki. They're a package deal. Yeah. Hello.
Hey, Patty, how you doing?
Great.
I didn't get to check the show this morning. Did you ever address all the brouhaha about the Clippers?
What's the brouhaha about the Clippers?
There was that little bastard win by two put out a video about I guess everybody using My Lost Interest and Toucan Sam's clip channels, and they're not paying them or some bullshit like that. And I just thought they should get some money, or they want to be guys.
Why should they get money?
I don't know. It's not even their content. It's somebody else's.
Yeah, they take our content and use it to make their content, and then we take their content and use it to make our content. So is anybody really in the wrong?
It's like you're jacking each other off.
Yeah. Cookie.
Yeah. A little tug action there.
No, I first of all, My Lost Interest does these clips so fast, and they're not like filled up with like bits, so they're like really usable on a show. Whereas like Toucan Sam, first of all, Toucan Sam just puts everything on Reddit, and also like Toucan Sam is so autistic, he keeps going back and like he's pulling like years old shows. Like I don't know, like Toucan Sam hasn't made good clips in a long time. But also like I was gonna throw My Lost Interest like a little money or whatever. He said he doesn't want any. And if that annoyed Toucan Sam, which I wasn't aware of, but if that annoyed him, even better.
Yeah, because he's kind of a spurg anyway, right?
No, just like, look, the My Lost Interest guy is the one who kind of put it that way to me, and it does make good sense. Like, oh yeah, you're stealing our content, and you don't give a fuck. So like, who cares?
Yeah. And while I'm wasting your time and sounding gay on the phone, how's Brad doing?
Dead.
He's dead? Or she?
Dead.
Oh, I'm
but
sorry.
I ordered a replacement. I sent a lock of her hair off to a Chinese company, and they're gonna make me a clone.
I got a half broke Chihuahua you can have if you'd like it.
Oh, no,
you like?
Chihuahuas are retarded.
Yeah, they are.
They're all like
they're kind of cute,
aggressive, and mentally ill.
They're travel size. You know,
yeah, Aaron has one, I think, so you can give it to him. Steel Toe would love it.
Oh no, they got one already.
All right, thank you.
All right, sweetie, we'll talk to you later. Bye bye.
Drive by. Did we already read that one? Yeah. All right, we're caught up. Thank you. You got Kevin Brennan in 40 minutes. Chad will probably be on, or it'll be solo. I don't know. Look, Kevin did like 3 5-hour shows in the last week. I don't want to believe it's driven by the numbers and money and stuff, but what else has changed? And now you got this fucking John's Neglected Cat guy putting out every day what Kevin makes. Every fucking day. Yikes. I know he don't like that. Kevin, do you like it when people post your numbers?
I'd rather go to the Wawa and get a fucking hoagie.
Thank you. We'll see you soon.